Reasons we started lifting. B17, the summer before college. Camping with best friend, brothers for 10 years, been through so much shit together. BDYEL, but bro played football and lifted. Trying to teach me about lifting, wants us to pick up girls together next year in college. Hiking in the afternoon, we're pretty far into the forest, nobody else in sight. Bro is hiking up ahead of me, we're both enjoying the quiet and connecting with nature. Hear a massive cracking sound, thinking about it still sends chills down my spine. Crack is followed by the crashing sound of something falling. Something is a giant tree. Falling towards my bro. Try to warn him but it's too late, the tree is on top of him. Race over to help. He's trapped underneath, the tree is on his chest, he can't breathe, he's choking to death. Try to lift the tree, put everything I have into it won't budge. Soon he's not breathing anymore. Watch the life fade from his eyes. Doctors later say he would have died anyway. Can't shake the feeling I could have saved him. 3 years later I can still see his face. Every time I deadlift, I imagine I'm lifting that tree off him. For that one brief moment. The pain goes away. Rip my friend. At gym late one night. Was out that day, made it to 24-hour gym at like 11 p.m. Only one there, oh yeah, power rack free. As I'm finishing squats, guy probably 6 foot and 350 pounds comes in, also bringing 2 orbiting land whales with him. I go to bench and go do warm-up sets and forget all about them. Later notice he is on the bench as I'm about to deadlift. Orbiting land whales telling him he is fine how he is and that this place isn't healthy because it promotes unhealthy body image, etc. Fat bro ignores them. I watch as they progressively get more and more mean, telling him he isn't ever going to change and if he loved the one he was apparently dating he would respect her enough to stop going to the gym. I start accessory work and he is nearly in tears as they yell at him. I start to walk over and as I do he snaps. And if you respected me, you understand I don't want to wear a 200-pound fat suit. I want to run and jump and be healthy. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you. Fat bro in tears at this point but so full of rage. I came in here because I want to change my life. You two came to try to make yourselves feel better about your own. I'm not lifting big black donuts and you two can go the fuck home. Pack your shit and leave if you won't be supportive. Land whales in shock. They stammer and try to apologize. He still doesn't budge and they leave. I go over and sit with Fat Bro and he asks me what he's going to do. Tell him he is going to finish his workout because that's what he came here to do. I see him 2 or 3 times a week most weeks, he's normally coming in as I'm about to walk out now. He has lost a good 30 or so pounds. One day he will make it. Fat Bro and I have talked a lot. About just about everything under the sun. He comes from a family of land whales. Says almost every day he thinks about the fact that when he was in elementary school he was the only kid that couldn't climb the monkey bars. Shows me pictures he keeps. Says that he wants to have kids one day and wants them to have a fitness role model to look up to. Has told me that from the age of around 15 on being overweight was his own fault, even if he lived with them he has to take responsibility. Told me how his father used to call him worthless and fat despite being twice as worthless and fat. Told me how his whole family is on disability for being fat. Told me he is neat and wants to better his life, that he pays for his gym membership by doing odd jobs for the neighbor. I told my GF about all of this, him and I got together to enroll him in college. He wants to study sports medicine and open his own gym one day. He starts this fall as undergrad at my school. Got a minimum wage job to save for a car. He's currently looking for an apartment and I'm considering letting him my roomie, haven't decided. His family talks down to him for trying to get fit, regularly try to entice him with food. Says his family made separate cakes for each person in the house on his birthday so they could all have a cake. He fights with them about food a lot. Have watched him progress from the bar on everything to 2.5 plate squat and 160 pounds bench. Fat Bro has been going for about a week, see him 2 or 3 times. He's doing everything wrong, watched him do the most back snapping things I've ever seen. Talk to him about form and why it's important. Fat Bro suddenly decides to become a fucking expert. Studies form and exercises. Watch his progress. Remember the day he hit LMAO 1 plate bench he was so happy. Talk to him about eating healthy, he's interested but unsure how. Have him come over for chicken fajitas. He told me he didn't know eating healthy tastes so good. That no one in his house had cooked in years unless it was microwaved. We introduce him to cooking. Fat bro decides to change his food ways. Girlfriend tells him if he sticks to his gym membership we will help him with things, which is how we later helped him get back into school and other things. He gets into actual fights at his house because he won't eat their cooking. See him come to gym with bruises sometimes from his father. He says he just lets his dad do it. I tell him to stick up for himself or they will never let him change. Week or so later I see him. He says he shoved his father against the wall after his dad hit him in the gut and his father got scared and hasn't done anything since. Fat bro starts making separate meals for himself at his own house. Watch him start counting calories. GF and I force him to come out with us in public. He brings Land Whale's girlfriend. Double date at the movies. She wants him to buy lots of candy and popcorn. In line for snacks he just looks at her and says she disgusts him how she can be like that. She gets mad, tells him they are over. He shrugs like it ain't no thing. She runs off and we go see a movie, the three of us. That's how Fat bro fought his family, learned to count calories, started cooking and dumped Land Whales in the span of maybe a month. Fat bro has lost maybe 15 pounds at this point. Family no longer supporting his extra food since he was buying his own. They want him to eat like them. Tells me his mother drinks at least a 12-pack of Pepsi a day solo. He wants to find a job. We help him look for something near him since he has no car. Fat bro gets crap job at Staples. Never seen someone so happy about a shit job in my life. He shops thrifty and healthy. Girlfriend helps him at first while she shops for our stuff. He is a sponge for knowledge and lets me know when and where there are deals. Saves up money for a car and finds a beater on his own. Tells me I probably saved his life by sitting to talk with him and he would have died in another few years if it had kept going. Fat bro becomes almost protective of GF and I. Watch him start telling people who look depressed they'll make it and motivate them. Everyone in my gym loves the guy. Spots anyone who needs it, cleans up weights, super friendly. Owner hears about all he's doing and gives the guy free month for helping. Fat bro is happy. Last fat bro before bed. Fat bro making noob gains lifting, stalling some because he is eating at a deficit. He loses a bit of motivation. Get an idea? Basically force fat bro to get into my car. Don't tell him where we are going. He is still bitching about his lifts and thinks he needs to do something. Pull into park near kids section and make him get out. Fat bro is confused but thinks of me basically as his brother ATM, so he does. Tell him to follow me. Stop at monkey bars. Tell him to climb his ass up there and go across. It isn't easy for him at all. He is still fat, benches half his body weight, but has been doing negative pull-ups. Watch him struggle and almost give up. Watch his face change. Watch him make it all the way to the other side. He dropped to the ground and cried at the other side, just quietly sobbing to himself. Fat bro made us all dinner that night. Hasn't wavered once since that day. He will make it fit. Wake up. Sigh, another day. Get ready, put on fresh clean clothes. Look good, feel good, right? Intermittent fasting, so no breakfast. Right on track with the cut. Commute. Try to listen to positive things, law of attraction shit. Work for 2 hours, then passing time rest of day. Leave and head to gym. Haven't said more than 4 words to anyone all day. Lifting going well. Cardio sesh begins. Running out of juice, think of her. Fists curl up, vision gets blurry and sprint hard for final 60 seconds. Thoughts disappear because body needs attention and focus. Walking to car later. Realize all the bad shit I did to her. She moved on with her life in a city far, far away. It's been a year now. I wonder if she ever still thinks about me. Start car, no music, drive home, and eat chicken. Be at gym working out on arm machine. A graying 50-year-old Russian guy is in front of me, working out on the same machine. Our eyes meet. Stare down contest initiated. We both continue lifting long after our set is finished. Foot has become a battle of wills. Grinning at each other, we push ourselves to the limit. Finally, he grunts and graciously admits defeat, stopping and looking away. Sweet victory is mine. From that day on, every time I see him on that machine, I take position opposite him and the battle begins again. We end up doing this like 3 times a week, but never say a word to each other. This ritual goes on for several months. He suddenly stops coming to the gym. Weeks go by and it's just not the same without him. I ask around, and find out his name was Stefan, and that he had an inoperable brain tumor, and had just died in hospital. I never got to tell Stefan that he pushed me to my limit, and he gave me a reason to keep pushing harder. I never got to tell him that he almost beat me every single time. I hope you're lifting in heaven with Z's now, Stefan.